There's a country in Europe where you can live freely for an entire year, spend less than $1,000 a month, and walk the streets at night without fear. Yet most people have never heard of it. And the foreigners quietly moving there? They're not posting about it. They're not bragging. They're staying silent. This is the story of Georgia, a place that's been hiding in plain sight for over 3,000 years. And right now, something is quietly shifting. Between 2019 and 2024, Georgia's foreign resident population quietly tripled. No viral moment. No travel influencer wave. Just a slow, steady stream of people, mostly Europeans, packing up their lives and moving to a country most of their friends can't find on a map. Meet Andreas, 34 years old, web developer. In 2022, he sold his apartment, a one-bedroom place he'd saved for years to buy. Not because he was failing, because he was tired. Tired of spending every paycheck just to stay afloat. Tired of feeling stuck. He didn't move to Portugal like his friends. Didn't go to Thailand like the digital nomads. He moved to Georgia. Now he pays €600 a month for a two-bedroom apartment in the capital. He works the same job, makes the same money, but his life, his actual day-to-day existence, feels completely different. Cold mountain air. Stone towers older than modern Europe. Cafes buzzing with quiet conversations in half a dozen languages. And here's the strange part. Andreas doesn't really talk about it online. No Instagram posts with "living my best life" captions. No YouTube channel documenting his journey. When I asked him why, he said something that stuck with me. Because the moment everyone knows, it changes. He's not wrong. Let me give you some numbers. Emma and James left Bristol in early 2023. They weren't broke. They both had decent jobs. But they were spending 60% of their income on rent for a one-bedroom flat. Commuting 2 hours a day. Saving nothing. They didn't see a future. So they left. In Tbilisi, Georgia's capital, they now spend $950 a month. Total. Rent, food, transport, going out, everything. Emma still works her UK job remotely. James started a small consulting business. For the first time in years, they're saving money. Real money. Not because they're living like backpackers. They have a nice apartment. They travel on weekends to mountain villages and wine regions. They're just living in a place that hasn't been devoured by the cost of living crisis consuming the rest of Europe. Here's why. Georgia operates on what economists call a territorial tax system. If you earn money outside Georgia, it's not taxed. The policy was implemented in 2017 to attract entrepreneurs and foreign investment. It worked. Quietly. While Berlin rents rose 40% in 5 years, while Lisbon became unaffordable even for locals. Tbilisi stayed under the radar. But that's only part of the story. What if I told you that you could move to a country tomorrow? No job offer, no local sponsor, no proof of income, and stay legally for an entire year. Lucas, a photographer from Munich, discovered this by accident. He booked a 2-week trip to Georgia in 2021. Standard holiday. When he landed, immigration asked one question. "How long are you staying?" He said, 2 weeks. They stamped his passport, 365 days. He didn't ask for it. He didn't apply for anything. It just happened. That's when he started digging. Turns out, since 2014, Georgia has offered visa-free entry to citizens of 95 countries, including the US, UK, EU, Canada, Australia, for up to 1 year. No paperwork. No fees. No bureaucratic nightmare. This isn't a digital nomad visa. It's not some special program you have to qualify for. It's just policy. One of the most generous visa policies on earth. And almost no one talks about it. If you've ever felt trapped by visa requirements, by residency applications, by the endless bureaucracy of trying to live abroad, this might be the closest thing to freedom left in Europe. Lucas ended up staying 8 months. He's been back 3 times since. But here's where things get even stranger. According to the 2024 Global Peace Index, Georgia ranks safer than France, the United Kingdom, and the United States. Let that sink in for a second. Sophie, a solo traveler from Lyon, told me about her first night in Tbilisi. She went out with friends, stayed late, and around 2 a.m., walked home alone through the city center. Sophie, a solo traveler from Lyon, told me about her first night in Tbilisi. She went out with friends, stayed late, and around 2 a.m., walked home alone through the city center. She said it was the first time in years she didn't clutch her phone, didn't look over her shoulder, didn't speed walk. The streets were alive, families eating at outdoor tables, couples walking, groups of friends laughing. Crime felt like a distant concept. Georgia's crime rate dropped dramatically after the Rose Revolution in 2003, when the government overhauled its police force and justice system. By 2012, it had one of the lowest crime rates in Europe. But here's the uncomfortable truth. Experts warn this could change. As more foreigners arrive, as property prices rise, as the country becomes more visible, the very conditions that made it safe could start to erode. Nothing lasts forever. So why, with all of this affordability, safety, freedom, why aren't travel influencers flooding this place? The answer reveals something uncomfortable about the travel industry itself. Big travel channels have millions of subscribers. They've covered Bali 100 times, Portugal, Mexico, Thailand. But Georgia? Almost nothing. It's not an accident. Georgia doesn't fit the algorithm. It's not tropical. It doesn't have turquoise water or white sand beaches. It's not Instagrammable in the way platforms reward. It has mountains, ancient stone churches, wine cellars carved into hillsides 8,000 years ago. Beautiful, but not viral. Daniel, a travel YouTuber with 240,000 subscribers, visited Georgia in 2023. He made one video. It got a fraction of his usual views. People didn't click, he said. They didn't recognize the country. The thumbnail didn't pop. So I went back to making Portugal content. According to a 2023 study by travel analytics firm Skift, secondary destinations, places without major brand recognition, receive 70% less coverage than established hotspots, regardless of their actual appeal. The algorithm doesn't reward discovery. It rewards repetition. If you've ever felt like all travel content looks the same, this is why. But while the influencers stay away, a different kind of community is quietly forming. There are no big Facebook groups, no viral TikToks, no ultimate expat guide to Georgia with affiliate links, just word of mouth. When Oliver, a freelance writer from London, moved to Tbilisi in 2022, he found his people through a friend of a friend. No ads, no influencers, just quiet recommendations. They met at wine bars, co-working spaces, weekend hikes into the Caucasus Mountains. And here's the key, they didn't broadcast it. This isn't gatekeeping, it's self-preservation. Many of these people watched what happened to Lisbon, to Chiang Mai, to Tulum, places that became so popular they priced out locals and lost their essence. They know Georgia won't stay like this forever. But for now, they're protecting something rare, a place that still feels real. Walking through Tbilisi, you feel it immediately. Georgia sits at a crossroads, geographically, culturally, politically. For millennia, it was invaded by Greeks, Romans, Persians, Ottomans, Russians. Its alphabet is one of only 14 living alphabets in the world, unchanged for over 1,500 years. Its winemaking tradition predates ancient Greece. Carla, an anthropologist from Madrid, said it perfectly. It shouldn't work, but it does. While much of Europe wrestles with identity, tradition versus modernity, nationalism versus globalism, Georgia seems to hold contradictions without breaking. If you've ever wanted to experience a place that hasn't been flattened by globalization, this might be one of the last. But there's a tension here. one that's hard to ignore. Georgia is not in the European Union. It's not in NATO. It's caught between Russian influence and Western aspiration. And that creates both opportunity and uncertainty. In 2008, Georgia fought a brief war with Russia over two breakaway regions, South Ossetia and Abkhazia. Those regions remain occupied. The wound is still fresh. And yet, life in Tbilisi feels strangely distant from that conflict. Thomas, a journalist from Copenhagen, described his first month as disorienting. You're having brunch at a trendy cafe, and someone casually mentions that 20% of the country is under foreign occupation. Then they order another coffee and talk about the new art gallery opening downtown. Western governments have issued warnings. Geopolitical analysts call the region fragile. But for the people living there, locals and expats alike, daily life feels remarkably stable. So how long can this last? That's the question everyone's asking. In 2024, something shifted. Google searches for "moving to Georgia" increased by 340% compared to 2022. Residency applications hit record numbers. Real estate prices in Tbilisi began climbing. Not dramatically, but noticeably. According to a 2024 report by Georgian think tank GRAS, housing costs in central Tbilisi rose 22% between 2022 and 2024. Still affordable by Western standards. But the trajectory has locals worried. Urban researcher Dr. Aline Kvanchelishvili warned that Georgia risks repeating patterns seen in other secondary cities. Rapid foreign investment, rental inflation, local displacement. If you've ever wondered whether moving somewhere undiscovered contributes to the problem, this is the moment to ask that question. Because once the secret is fully out, there's no going back. Every hidden place has a shelf life. Portugal had about 5 years before it became unaffordable. Bali had maybe 10. The question isn't whether Georgia will change. It's whether you'll see it before it does. This isn't about romanticizing a place or freezing it in time. Change is inevitable. But there's something worth noticing in these in-between moments. Before the luxury hotel chains arrive, before the place becomes a brand. Right now, Georgia is still in that space. Still strange. Still overlooked. Still itself. Stone fortresses clinging to cliffsides. Wine flowing from clay vessels buried underground. Polyphonic singing echoing through mountain valleys. A country that survived 3,000 years of empires trying to erase it, and somehow kept its soul intact. Georgia won't stay like this forever. The secret is already leaking. Word is spreading. And like every hidden place before it, once the world discovers it, it changes. So the real question isn't why people are moving there. It's whether there's still time to experience it before everyone else does. Maybe it will change. Maybe it should. But for now, right now, it's still there. Still quiet. Still real. Still waiting. And if that's something you've been searching for, the window is still open. Just barely. So here's what I want to know. If Georgia really is Europe's last quiet escape, should we keep it secret? Or is it already too late? I'm genuinely curious what you think. Drop your thoughts below.